I will explaining about types of sections in beams. Mainly we have three types of sections: balanced section, second one under reinforced section, and third one over reinforced section. And this in this we have stress strain curve. Mainly this designing is depends upon the steel and the concrete, this characteristic, and this is the mainly failure will occurs in the 0.022 and 0.005 and the concrete we have yield strength by the failure is 0.002 to 0.003. And first of all, I'm explaining about the balanced section. Balanced section is nothing but it is a section in which both the steel and the concrete reaches the maximum permissible value simultaneously at the same time, which is nothing but when fst is equals to sigma st tensile in stress in steel, and FCBC is equals to sigma CBC, which is nothing but permissible compression stress in steel. And we have one formula for the finding the moment of resistance. Under that, M sigma CBC by sigma ST is equals to NC by D minus NC. This dotted lines is nothing but a neutral axis, which is nothing but NC, and NA is nothing but actual neutral axis. In this balance section, this is the compression zone, and this is the tensile zone, and this above compression zone we have the concrete, and this below we have the tensile stress, which is nothing but a steel. Both the this axis, which is nothing but compression and tensile zones, which is nothing but are equal to that Na is equals to Nc, which is nothing but actual neutral axis is equals to critical neutral axis. And second one, I'm explaining about the under reinforced section, which is nothing but when the section is under reinforced. In under reinforced section, the percentage of the steel is provided is less than the balanced section, so the actual neutral axis will be shift upwards, which is nothing but this neutral axis above the actual neutral axis, which is what NC is less than NA or N. In under reinforced section, the stress in steel reaches first in permissible value, while the concrete is under stressed. The moment of resistance of this section is calculated, which is nothing but I am telling the various of features for the under reinforced section as follows. Firstly, the steel is fully stressed while not a concrete, which is nothing but that is stress in steel is sigma st permissible, but stress in concrete is less than the sigma cbc, which is nothing but in compression zone. The actual neutral axis lies below the critical neutral axis, which is nothing but this actual neutral axis below the critical neutral axis. The percentage of the steel is less than balanced section, hence the section is economically, and this occur in the ductile failure. The moment of resistance is less than the balanced section. In under reinforced section, the failure is ductile because of steel failures first, and sufficient warning is given before collapse. Due to the ductile failure and the economically, the under section preferred as designers. And next section I am explaining about over reinforced section. This is the figure, this is the three types of sections, and this is the section, this is the balance section, under reinforced section, over reinforced section, which is nothing but Na is equals to Nc, which is nothing but actual neutral axis is equals to critical neutral axis. And in this one, under reinforced section, we have the actual neutral axis is less than the critical neutral axis, and in this one, the actual neutral axis is greater than critical neutral axis. And over reinforced section, we have in a over reinforced section, the percentage of the steel is provided is greater than the balance section, so the actual neutral axis shifted downward, that is N A, which is nothing but N greater than NC. In this section, the stress in concrete reaches its permissible value, while steel is not fully stressed. concrete is brittle in nature, so that the concrete failed first in the crushing and suddenly. Just now in this zone, this is a compression zone. This having the concrete. This is not having the nature of the brittle, and as the steel is not fully utilized, the over section is uneconomically. Steel is much costlier than concrete. So we have that some features for this, and concrete is fully stressed while steel is not. The actual neutral axis is below the critical neutral axis. The percentage of the steel is more than balanced section, so the section is economically. The moment and its sudden failure, and the moment of which is nothing but in that what under reinforced to give some warning, but in the over reinforced it falls suddenly, so that we can say that it is uneconomically, but in that under reinforced section it is an economically, but it is an costlyly in this over reinforced section. The moment of resistance is calculated as MR is equals to 1 by 2 sigma CBC B into N D minus N by 3. Thank you for giving this opportunity, and like and subscribe my